Yo, what's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another reaction video. We got the NFL is in danger. Let's check this out. I did hear about the NFL, you know what I'm saying, overpricing, overcharging for tickets last year.
Exact, and since damages can be tripled, at issue is the league's Sunday Ticket service, which offers people the chance to watch games.
Oh, it was NFL Sunday Ticket
in their market on free network TV.
When it comes to American sports, it's pretty much a no-brainer at this point that despite the increasing worldwide popularity of basketball, football is still far and away the fan favorite. Now, don't tell my evil twin brother Flight Mike this. Not only does it offer
evil
fans
twin brother's crazy
than the NBA and a product more fast-paced than baseball, but it also provides spectators with a key ingredient that can be found in very few other popular team sports: violence. Even before the days of Ray Lewis, Zach Thomas, and Brian Urlacher, as well as the advent of NFL Sunday Ticket, friends and families also love the game in large part because it's the ultimate team sport. Actually, Americans have loved it so much for so long that polls have even calculated that it has been the favorite sport of the country for over 50 years, going all the way back
bro,
to
over 50 years is crazy.
37% of US adults having picked it as their sport of preference. But what if I told you that a chokehold over the other sport isn't the only things that the NFL has its hands around? The NFL is being accused of some illegal, malicious practices, and the
cause that's, bro, that's lame as hell. Like, bro, for a organization to be worth like well over $1 billion, why the fuck do y'all feel the need to overcharge for NFL Sunday Ticket or tickets in general, bro? Like, that shit does not make sense to me.
College Football 25. All you have to do to enter is follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Links to the giveaways are in the description down below. Now that we get all that out of the way,
break. W intro.
Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody? You may have heard, but just as recently as June 27th, the NFL has lost a major lawsuit involving their NFL Sunday Ticket package that was filed against them almost 10 years ago, all the way back in 2015. Now, on the outside looking in as a casual,
so this has been going on for a while now.
Business lingo gone wrong that will eventually right itself, but it's not actually that easy with this. And what's really crazy about the whole thing that I don't think is getting enough attention and deserves it is that the main plaintiff in the case is just a simple little sports bar in San Francisco called Mucky Duck. The fact that this little bar even decided in the first place to file against the NFL is one thing, but the fact that they are going to war against a viewing mechanism that has been around for 30 years is absolutely mind-blowing.
Now time out, Mike, what are you talking about?
Well, let's take a few steps back. If you don't know much about NFL Sunday Ticket, it's been around since 1994, the same year that the two-point conversion began, and the first time that officials began using microphones instead of starters pistols to signal the end of quarters. Yeah, so it's been around for quite some time. The program marked the first time that DirecTV customers had every single game they wanted to watch at their fingertips, and it was an absolute gift from the football gods, not only for people who couldn't watch their favorite team at home, but also for sports bars, which was a phenomenon I don't think can be understated enough in terms of the impact it had for the casual beer drinking fan and for fantasy football lovers alike. It's also just kind of funny and ironic that the package that was once a boon for sports bars is actually now on the defense against the sports bar for what has turned out to be a $4.7 billion lawsuit, with a potential to get even worse.
This shit is crazy.
Worse, reports now state that these damages may actually end up getting tripled under federal antitrust laws, which could raise the total cost of the ordeal to more than $14 billion. This has left fans wondering just what exactly the NFL has done so wrong in order to have Titanic.
Bro, 14.7 billion is crazy.
Pretty simple. The lawsuit argues that the league has been offering the league-wide package at an inflated price that fans haven't necessarily
it is expensive, I ain't gonna lie.
Competition by
I only waste my time on that shit.
Only offering it on the satellite service DirecTV. Yeah, remember the chokehold I mentioned earlier? That's it. Give you a little perspective. Let's say you happen to be a diehard fan of the Dallas Cowboys. You're already miserable enough as is because being a Dallas Cowboys fan is nothing but pain. But let's say you don't live in Dallas. You happen to, I don't know, live in Los Angeles. Now, I don't know what schmuck that originally was born in Dallas that moved to Los Angeles would still be a Cowboy fan. Let's pretend he exists. You only want to watch Dallas Cowboy games all season long, but it's out of market. Well, in order to watch each and every single Dallas Cowboy game all season long, you're gonna have to purchase the entire NFL Sunday Ticket package. You can't only purchase the Dallas Cowboys games all season long. When you compare that to the NBA and the MLB, you can go ahead and choose one team whose games you want to stream all season long. So if you only want to watch Laker games or Dodger games, then you could purchase that package at a cheaper price. But with that being said, this gets even crazier. One of the
NFL need to start doing that that
people
shit.
have been asking is, where does all of this money go? And where is it all going to come from? And this is where it gets really good. Because the
Like, bro, and the NFL makes all this money for them not to, you know what I'm saying, really upgrade the fucking turf fields, bro. Like, that's the biggest issue right now, is that people and players are always getting hurt and tearing their ACL or Achilles because of these fucking MetLife turfs and shit in the Commanders field as well.
$1 billion is getting set to be redistributed to the more than 2.4 million residential subscribers.
Niggas finna make
package.
bank.
So yes, there seems to be a possibility that if you previously purchased Sunday Ticket, that you could be on your way to getting paid. Yet it gets even crazier from here, because there's also a leftover of $96 million that is set to be paid to the 48,000 businesses that subscribed to Sunday Ticket from 2011 to 2022. Like I said, this isn't exactly a matter to be taken lightly. But at the same time,
I used to have NFL Sunday Ticket. Got rid of that shit a long time ago.
Combined value of the league's 32 teams, a number which nearly tops the combined value of every NBA and MLB team put together. It is also far from a death sentence. Just for scale on how the NFL is growing in today's changing market, the Dallas Cowboys were worth $3.2 billion in 2014. 10 years later and 0 Super Bowl rings later, Cowboys are worth $9 billion. In addition to this, if the post-trial motions to be heard on July 31st end in yet another loss for the NFL, then each of the 32 teams could have to pay $450 million per share. If you're wondering, yes, this could legitimately have an impact on the power balance between the teams in everyone's favorite league. For a little more insight into the natural inequality of the league and how this type of fine can affect the psyche of an organization, Cowboys are worth $9 billion, like I said before, while the Cincinnati Bengals are hovering right around $3.5 billion. Such a blow to the NFL is certainly going to shake up the way games are shown in the future. But for the plaintiff's attorney, Bill Carmody, it's apparently about a little more than money. He made some pretty serious comments during last week's closing argument, saying this case transcends football. It's about justice. It's about telling the 32 owners who collectively own all the big TV rights, the most popular content in the history of TV, that even they cannot ignore the antitrust laws. Even you can't hide the truth and think you're going to get away with it. Whether this is an honest reflection of the attorney's thoughts and beliefs, or some kind of attempt to gain moral high ground in the face of the public, is kind of up for you to determine. But at the same time, if you know anything about the owners of pro football teams, you know, guys like Jerry Jones, Robert Kraft, Dan Snyder at a specific point, is that they tend to value their money maybe just a little bit more than the average person. But it should go without saying that the NFL is obviously going to appeal this, which would go first to the 9th Circuit and then possibly all the way to the Supreme Court. But even through all this embarrassment in the public eye, none of this has changed the league's stance in believing that they have the right to sell Sunday Ticket in the manner they do under their antitrust exemption for broadcasting. ABC News has actually recently explained the NFL's stance regarding their plan to fight this thing all the way to the end.
Now, the NFL is vowing to appeal the ruling, saying in a statement, "We are disappointed with the jury's verdict, and we continue to believe that our media distribution strategy is by far the most fan-friendly distribution model in all of sports and entertainment. And we will certainly contest this decision, as we believe that the class action claims in this case are baseless and without merit."
Now, you and I might be thinking the same thing at this point. How the heck can Roger Goodell defend this package as a premium product and the most fan-friendly distribution deal in all of sports and entertainment when they don't even let you literally just buy the games for your own favorite team? But maybe that's just me. As for what exactly is going to happen next in the trial, the truth to that is that it could actually somehow manage to get even worse, as the NFL could face some pretty dire consequences beyond the $14 billion slap on the wrist. There have been requests for a court order to impose structural changes to the Sunday Ticket package, which is to say that the NFL's media rights and strategies could and will be threatened. This means that if the NFL ultimately loses, then not only could it hurt their credit rating, but it would also be forced to alter how it sells its media rights. At the moment, YouTube is currently paying the NFL $2 billion annually for NFL Sunday Ticket. They get these rights for the remainder of the decade, but if the trial's results hold up in further appeals, fans could end up seeing teams actually sell their rights in out-of-market games and end up on various streaming services or cable channels, which, funny enough, was an idea that the league actually already had previously considered all the way in 2017.
So we can get them like on like Netflix Netflix
into 2025,
and Peacock
probably a few
and
more years beyond. Sunday
Prime
ticket
Video,
holders that are within
Hulu.
the parameters of the lawsuit should not be flipping out about where to get their
Shit, bro,
games
imagine
yet,
a
and
NFL
should
game on
instead be
Tubi.
signing up to figure out how to receive their roughly $2,000 a piece at some point, months or years in the future, when all this is long said and done. Though don't hold your breath, because it could be a long time before that happens, but until then, this story is going to go down in history for not only being in and around the NFL, but will always be remembered as a real life example of how even on a billion-dollar scale, that a David like Mucky Duck can always defeat a Goliath like Roger Goodell and the NFL. Now, if you're into
Damn.
figuring out the dramas of NFL TV, then you should see what Shannon Sharp just said about Skip Bayless. I mean, the man just went in for the kill shot. It's been over a year, but we have a huge update on that. I'll leave a link to it in the end screen. And aside from that, I'm your boy Mike, and I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.
Hey man, what do you guys think? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Turn on post notifications, get notified whenever I drop another banger video. We're on the road to 300 subs. Help me get there for more banger NFL content like this. And without further ado, I'm out. Gang!